It's 5 o'clock and 55 seconds. Turn on your headlights. It's time for Night Drive. Good evening and welcome to Night Drive. I'm your host, Horace Wexler. It's late and I am feeling great in this little slice of paradise. I certainly hope you are too, whoever you are and wherever you are out there tonight. Maybe you've taken the party back to the hot tub and now you're just waiting to see whose inhibitions come down in that hot, bubbly water. Or maybe you're one of our hard-working trash collectors showing up to work to haul our secrets away. Well, whoever you are, I'm sure you can feel the excitement in the air as Fakahatchee starts gearing up for the Mayor's Day festivities. Well, new Mayor Mikey Dusoleil hasn't said much about it yet. Under Mayor Luis Vamonos, the city would routinely go all out, celebrating mayors past and present. And while sometimes it could be a little bit tedious seeing Vamonos' face on everything, you couldn't deny that it was one heck of a party. And the whole town would turn out for it, regardless of political party. Whether you were a Mexicrat or a Dimpublican, everyone got into the spirit. And that's for a number of reasons, but possibly the biggest one is the whole town always comes together to choose a theme. Eventually. Until we come to that conclusion, there's always a lot of kicking, biting, and scratching before we all vote for our favorite. But that's to be expected with something so important to the people of this town. And yes, maybe to the outsider, it seems like it's a more democratic process than how we choose our mayor. But that's only because you don't understand that we value a mayor with true stamina right here in Fakahatchee. Why? Well, my guess is it goes back to before the time we had cars here. And so the mayor would often have to tromp through the swamp house to house to tell folks what the laws were using their very own mouth. All right, I guess they could have handed them something written. Something written would have been the smart move. Granted, I'm no historian, but tonight here on Night Drive, I want to hear your themes for the Mayor's Day celebrations. Call me up. Let me hear them. That number is 305-209-9686. I'm just sitting here waiting for them. I know they're good. Obviously, it won't be decided here tonight. I wish it were. I wish I had the power to make that call, but maybe we'll get an early taste of where your mind's at, Fakahatchee. So give me a call and get ready to fight for your idea. All right, let's kick this off in-house. Let's go right over here to my producer. Michael, what sort of theme would you like to see for the Mayor's Day Parade this year?
Horace, you told me you were going to ask this, and I have to say, I thought a lot about it.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah. I wanted something that was poignant, yet a reminder of the past, a theme that the families of Fakahatchee could see themselves in.
Right, okay.
Also, I really wanted it to be fun for the kids. Sure, parades are naturally fun, but I wanted a theme that they could enjoy as well.
Of course. I that sounds like a tall order.
Well, when I decide to think, I think hard.
Right, sure. But it sounds like you put a lot of criteria on yourself.
Only because I want it to be great, Horace.
You probably want that cash prize as well.
Sorry, what is what did you the cash? What is cash?
Uh-huh.
Oh, yes. Oh, okay. Fine. I would very much like the cash, but this is a seminal year for the Mayor's Day Parade. I think it's the 75th annual, and I think we'd all really like a theme we can rally behind. And remember for at least the next 25 years.
Okay, yeah. So what'd you land on?
ABC's hit family sitcom Dinosaurs.
God damn it.
Think about it, Horace. It's got everything. Dinosaurs for kids, spectacle, family for the families, mother-in-laws, tar, cavemen.
Okay, I'm gonna go to the phones.
No. Wait. Just stop it and think about it. You could have tons of people in inflated dinosaur costumes, like dancing down the sides of the parade.
All right.
And then a 50-foot baby that says, not the mama, but waves a giant frying pan around like it's going to hit Earl.
Sorry, who's Earl?
The dad dinosaur.
I think.
Oh, see, you're frowning.
Look, I think this might be
no.
a bit niche.
Look. I knew you were going to be like this. I made a diorama just in case to show you exactly just how good it could be.
Oh, good. Diorama in a non-visual medium. Spectacular.
It's also got audio elements. Can you see it?
Yeah.
Can you see it? I'm holding it up. I'm holding it up to the glass.
I can see it just fine.
You didn't respond, so I thought there might be a glare off the glass on your side or something.
No. I can see it just fine.
Okay. Let me walk you through it. So we do all the major characters, even the ones that are terrible, like Robbie and Charlene.
And they are
the worst.
No. Who are they?
Oh, they're the kids. Well, two of the kids, because the show opens with Francine laying an egg.
Right, just walk me through it.
But that's like 5 floats, all the characters. That's the main family unit. We go big. Like, they seem smallish on the show, but I'd like them to be like regular dinosaur size.
So like a diplodocus.
Sorry, I don't listen to techno. They're gonna look beautiful in flowers, Horace. Francine is gonna look radiant. Oh, and they move.
Okay. That's what the strings are for.
See, look, you can see Earl trying to do the mating dance.
Okay, I don't know how you're gonna get a massive thing like that to dance. You said that there was an audio element?
Yeah. Okay. Just hang on. Let me push the button.
Hello, fat boy.
That's great. I'll be honest. I'm out.
You were out before. You already made your mind up. You were gonna sandbag. You're just trying to sandbag me on air. I'm still gonna submit it.
I actually really hope you do.
You don't pick.
No, I sure don't. So let's go to the phone. Oh, come on. Don't frown.
Hello, fat boy.
Just think about it.
All right, let's go over here to line 3. Line 3. Caller, you're live on Night Drive, and I want to hear your theme for the Mayor's Day Parade. And no worries, the bar so far is very low.
Oh man, well that's good to hear. There's no pressure then.
There is a ton of pressure of having an excellent Mayor's Day Parade, just none immediately. So we still want your best idea.
Well, look, my best idea. The whole point is that there's no pressure, Horace. Because the theme would just be chill.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think we should all take some time to just chill on the streets. Like think about it, like everybody's in their lawn chairs, and you got your favorite liquid there in that little mesh holder, that cradles the drink. You got that
right,
and you're just watching all these like really chill floats. Like I don't know, like a French bulldog wearing like French sunglasses.
Oh, like the kinds that come up in sort of like a cat eye at the end.
Yeah, with the cat eye, and
right.
Maybe it's smoking one of those fancy long cigarettes.
Oh, okay.
It's just chilling.
So really laid back. Not cold so much, or not related to like lemon chill that you would have at Six Flags. Like you're talking about, like the whole theme is like kind of laid back.
Laid so far back, you're almost asleep.
This is interesting. Like walk me through some of the floats.
Oh man.
Like what would we see? Like we show up, the parade is there, the parade's theme is chill.
The ideas are endless. Like you could have a big igloo, right? Because what's more chill than an igloo? And then maybe out pops like a Jack Russell Terrier,
right?
But it's wearing like snow goggles, maybe a parka,
yeah.
And then you could like have like an Irish theme, like have a big Blarney stone, right? That's just chilling there.
Right, that's the stone that everyone kisses in Ireland, right?
Well, yeah, you can kiss it or you can piss on it. Both I find very chill.
Right.
Oh, it's like a big stone that like rolls, maybe, because that's what stones do. You could just but it's like light, so you don't have to push real hard.
Right.
Because it's got to be chill. So you're like pushing that, and then maybe it's got sunglasses.
The Rock has sunglasses.
Yeah, maybe the Rock has sunglasses.
That seems like a smaller float. Like there's not too much going on. Like what's the pièce de résistance of this whole parade? Like the float that everyone remembers, like the one that wins all the judges awards.
Oh, well, I don't know if anyone wants to like set their sights that high, because that's not very chill. I think you just gotta do what feels right, and something that's not too hard. But if it were me, I don't know, maybe have like a big like a pool,
right?
Like a pool on wheels, and maybe fill it with like beavers, because they're usually like really hardworking. They're always busy,
Mhm.
but they're just in this pool just chilling.
Yeah.
Maybe they're wearing like sunglasses.
Right. I mean, that's a great theme. Obviously, like a ton of work goes into just the Mayor's Day Parade every year. Do you think that sort of runs antithetical to your theme?
Well, I don't know what antithetical means, but I'm pretty sure that if everyone just like cut their hours in half, and then we're also like able to wear sunglasses while they worked, you could keep it pretty chill.
Okay. Well, I think that's a definite contender. I don't want to put too much pressure on it, but I think it's in the mix.
Oh yeah, man. You stay fresh.
Coming up after the advertisement, we'll be right back with more of your calls and opinions and themes for the Mayor's Day Parade. Ooh, I'm so excited. Again, that number to call is 305-209-9686. You're listening to Night Drive.
I'm a grown man. I'm fast and lean, but I ain't strong. But that's me, Bodacious in a nutshell. I'm wiry. I can shimmy through a drain pipe like a snake if I have to. And sometimes I have to. But it occurred to me, even with these two derringers on toothpicks I call arms, I could still kick a baby's ass. Really throttle that baby. Punch its lights out. That's a wrong thing. It's gross, and I won't have it. I see a baby across from me at the arm wrestling table. I can't help it. I'm going over the top and breaking that baby's arm to win a championship belt. And that ain't right. We gotta protect our babies. Protect them. That's what we do. We gotta beef these babies up. Get these babies strong. Pack these babies with muscles. That's why I'm proud to introduce my new fitness systems for your baby's arms. Gunsforbabies.org. Get your baby's arms swole. Sun's out, guns out, bub. No one wants a potato-looking tater tot. Kick that spot into gear and let your baby take you to a gun show. My system is guaranteed to get your baby shredded. Don't use it on a toddler. It'll kill him instantly. The system's only for babies. That's why I call it gunsforbabies.org. That's right, ding dong. I'm a nonprofit. That's how seriously I take these 20 patented exercises that'll force your baby to register its arms as deadly weapons. When I come to battle your baby, give your baby a fighting chance. Gunsforbabies.org.
If you're just tuning in, tonight we're talking about potential themes for the Mayor's Day Parade. I want to hear them. You've got them. We're not going to make any final decisions here, of course, but we can start getting them out into the ether so that everyone can be primed when it comes time to vote for the theme for the Fakahatchee Mayor's Day Parade. Let's go over here to line 3. Go ahead, caller.
Hello, Horace. How are you this evening?
I am well this evening. Who am I speaking with?
This is me, your old friend Royston Bongdonor.
Royston. Who are you again?
Royston Bongdonor. I once led a slow speed chase on my Zipperoo.
The scooter, right. Yes.
Correct. The scooter. My dear departed Zipperoo. That led the police on and that foul-mouthed SO, what's his name, deputy, giving me what for the whole. You remember,
right? I do.
Also,
I do
I'm
remember
involved
now.
with the 8th Street Dust Kings, but mostly for the Zipperoos was where I think you would remember me from.
Right. Did the sheriff's department ever replace your scooter, your Zipperoo?
No. Well, did you know what they didn't? Well, I feel like they should have, but no, they didn't. I, unfortunately, had to replace my scooter from my very own pockets, if you could believe that, even though it was not my fault that it exploded so brilliantly. But no, I am the proud owner of a new scooter.
Oh.
The Zipperoo is unfortunately in the ground, as it were. I've got a new scooter that I think is something of an upgrade.
Oh, is it as good as your Zipperoo, or is it better? Or
it is much better than the Zipperoo. It is. I have acquired the scooter known as the Bird of Passage.
Right. I'm not familiar with it. What makes it so special?
Oh, it's top of the line. It goes fast and it goes smooth,
Well, I have to ask, how does that compare to the Gadabout Florentine? How does it compare?
The Gadabout Florentine, yes. No, it goes slightly faster than the Gadabout Florentine. So I assure you, there is a new scooter boss in town.
Oh.
And this one also has personalized license plates. I did manage to salvage the personalized nameplate for my Zipperoo from the explosion. There's a little bit of corrosive acid damage on it, but you can still clearly read "Suck My Richard."
Royston, we're talking about the Mayor's Day Parade themes here tonight. Do you have one that you'd like to pitch and for Fakahatchee to hear and maybe vote on in the future?
As a matter of fact, Horace, yes, I do. That's exactly why I was calling in. You solicited calls for people to call in to talk about that exact thing, so here I am. And the one thing that I think we should celebrate with Mayor's Day Parade is glorious victory. How's that for a theme?
It sounds fantastic.
Glorious victory for the Mayor's Day Parade, but not, of course, victory in your hands on the hard desk, of course.
Mm-hmm.
It's not the victory we need to celebrate. I will celebrate the victory of hands thrown in the face, made into fists first, of course, into the face of that shit bombing butt sucker Chowderhorn.
Right. Chowderhorn, of course, being the leader of the T-ball walkers.
Skirt Chowder Head. How about that? But if I could move on to the parade, the business at hand, picture a float, my dearly departed Zipperoo, and just an enormous float made completely of flowers, of course, and other regalia, just moving down the street at roughly the same speed as the Zipperoo used to, but also it would, of course, be on fire because you can't make realistic looking fire out of flowers. I've tried, and I've found it wanting when a float attempts to recreate actual fire. So that would be real fire. That would be one float.
Right.
Then we could possibly have the other float. We could do the float of my new scooter, the Burn of Passage, representing first with the Zipperoo, the beginning of the skirmish with Skrit Chowderhorn, because of course he set me up on that chase, spreading vile about me being too drunk all the time.
Right.
It's just not true. The skirmish would, of course, be me and my new Bird of Passage, which goes very, very much faster than Skrit's Gadabout Florentine. I can tell you that right away. And so that float would, of course, be going faster than the Flaming Zipperoo one also. And I think just to paint another picture for your listeners to vote on, the final float, of course, would basically just be a platform where I could lay out Skrit Chowderhorn's dead body as a warning to the rest of his 8th Street Test Kings.
In flowers?
No, his dead body.
Oh, his actual dead body.
Yes.
Right.
Okay. I would like him to be dead for that. I think that's the only way that the theme of the parade really comes together.
Right. Royston, I think, is a citizen of Fakahatchee. I'm getting a little worried that maybe this rivalry is getting too heated. Do you feel that way?
I do believe. I wouldn't say that it's getting too heated. I would say that it is appropriately hot. Here's the thing, Horace. That old so-and-so wants a war, and I can tell you this, Horace. I can tell you this because I trust you. It's just us friends here,
right?
But he's got himself a war. The shots have been fired. He fired shots in the form of orchestrating a chase that took down my Zipperoo, Suck My Richard, with the bullets from a cop. As a really, I think, stupid man of a cop. But there's neither here nor there. And then Horace, do you know what he's done?
What is that?
Horace, are you listening? Are you ready?
I'm ready.
He's killed my brother.
What?
He's killed my brother, Horace. He's not technically my brother. I know him. I loved him. I call, the way people call each other their brothers. He's another man, another one of my loyal 8th Street Dust Kings. He was actually my roommate. He was not technically my brother. He's an old friend, old in the sense that he's aged. I haven't actually known him for that long, so he's a friend that was old. Unless he's a roommate. We didn't share rent. We were in the same room on a number of occasions. Listen, I'm getting sidetracked. Skirt killed him with shit juice. Can you believe it?
He was talking about that, but I thought it was just a bunch of bluster.
Mickey Johnson was his name. I want you to understand that his name is Mickey Johnson. I want you to tell your listeners about it when you get the chance.
Right.
When it's not just you and I here, just make sure that your listeners also know that Skrit killed Mickey Johnson by giving him the shit. Well, I suppose it's anti-shit juice, isn't it? Mickey was so backed up that he died with shit in his veins. Can you believe it? The doctors said he died of fecal vein syndrome. Have you ever heard of such a thing?
I have not, but that's exactly what Skrit said he was going to do. That's
fecal
crazy.
Vein syndrome. Even the doctors said it was the first ever known case. They in fact named the syndrome during the autopsy. They'd never seen it before.
Huh.
Fecal vein syndrome.
How did he end up ingesting this anti-shit juice?
But everything that I can tell right now is Skrit managed him to sneak the bowel clogger medication into Mickey's food. And he tricked him into eating it in his food. He put it in the food. It was probably in the very buffet that I was eating from. How Mickey ended up with a serving of mashed potatoes that was so poisoned and I didn't? Oh, only God knows. Perhaps it wasn't intended for me. That's an upsetting thing to think about. Don't you? Don't you think that? What if let me put it to you this way, Horace, and this is another way. Perhaps you can frame this for your listeners too in a way that they might understand it as well. But what if your roommate, a person that you've been in the same room with on a handful of times, he's an old person that you've known for just a little short while, but still you liked him quite a bit. What if he died instead of you?
Well, I have to imagine that I would have some sort of survivor's guilt. I would probably be angry as well.
Yeah, all of that. I'm a guilty, angry survivor, and that is the most dangerous thing to be. But the other thing was just, if Mickey Johnson, just to say again, he had a family.
Mm-hmm.
Granted, they didn't come by much, and they'd only stay for an hour or so, and then they went back over to Tampa. But the man is dead. Shit in his veins. The man had
horrible,
and he's dead now. It was, and I cannot accept. Even if perhaps it was meant for me, perhaps it was meant for Mickey. I am the leader of the 8th Street Dust Kings, but Mickey is equally as important as I am. Mm-hmm. He was a duke in the court of the 8th Street Dust Kings, the Crimson Duke, first class.
What responsibilities come with being a Crimson Duke?
Well, he was the treasurer.
Mm-hmm.
That's just what we call a treasurer. I mean, he would start the tab at the country club, generally speaking.
Right.
But he was the first class Crimson Duke, as far as you or I are concerned, Horace, or your listeners. So when you explain all this to them later, let them know he was an important man. So, as I said before, shots have been fired, mm-hmm. and they have landed in my flesh. So it is time to fire back.
Right.
Is what I'd really love to do is take a tick as water cyberspace. You see, mm-hmm. That's what everybody's doing. It's all misinformation campaigns and Russian bots. I'm in the process of finding some Russian bots to fight back with. Against, if I can, if we can launch some sort of agenda that would make him sound even worse than he really is, which, by the way, he's currently at murderer.
Yeah.
So that's already pretty bad, I would think.
Are you going to use any of these Russian bots to attack the? I know his scooter has a pretty high tech system built in.
Right. I could get in there and monkey with his GPS somehow. I've seen movies do that.
Mm-hmm.
But listen, see, this is what I'm saying. It's a difficult thing to take the war to cyberspace, as I was saying. I mean, listen, we're all the Dust Kings and the Walkers. We're all on Facebook, but the problem is it's pretty much just us. It's just those old people on the Facebook, and they've already all chosen sides. So I don't even know what good it would be to do for me to be up there on Facebook. talking about how he's a murderer. Everybody knows it already.
Right.
You know, maybe I could get some of the T-ball walkers to start emailing some random bullshit to their kids about how. Listen, to be honest, I don't have a clue.
Right.
So I realized that I'm coming up short on cyberspace ideas. So I thought I'd just shoot him with a gun.
Well, that's interesting because I know Scrit was talking about how like he didn't think any of you guys were strong enough, including him, to sort of wield the type of weapons that it would take to sort of bring this to bullets.
Well, I'll tell you something, Horace. You've put me in a somewhat uncomfortable position of actually agreeing with the bastard.
Oh, no.
Here's the thing, is I can lift a gun, but my hand shakes like a bastard.
Right.
So lifting a gun is the first step, you know, capably aiming and pulling the trigger and hitting your mark. That's the true test of a gunsman.
Controlling the gun.
Correct. And the recoil is something else, let me tell you.
Right.
Or it was in Vietnam, I remember. I was much younger then, considerably so. But all that to say, I am starting an exercise regime, you know, so that I might accurately fire a gun into his goddamn face.
Right.
I'm doing pushed ups, which is where I have two of my colleagues push me up. And then I tried to keep my hands from shaking. I've been doing 10Ks most days, which is where I hold my leg and my arm out in sort of a K pose, if you look at me from the side. I do that 10 times a day and try to keep my hands from shaking.
Yeah.
It's a lot of exercises to try to keep my hands from shaking. I feel like if I could knock that out of the way, then I should be able to aim a gun.
Royston, are you trying to, you talked briefly about being on Facebook and how there were no people to sort of bring over to your side. Are you trying to open up the 8th Street Dust Kings to maybe younger generations and reach out? And I mean, are you trying to recruit new members?
It wouldn't be the worst idea if some of the young people of Fakahatchee, you know, we've had several conversations, really good conversations with several young people, the Trailblazers for one. They've been lovely. They're lovely young people, and they always just want to know how we're doing, you know, and want to hear our stories. You know, stories these days are no good.
Yeah.
The only good stories are old stories. So, you know, the fact that all of the Trailblazers are there, you know, and they look clean. They're clean young people.
Right.
And, you know, just wanting to hear. So, yes, we've had wonderful conversations with young people. And I do think if one of them could show me how to operate a Russian bot, that is my next avenue of research. I'm going to see if we can't rustle up a Russian bot out of one of those Trailblazers, you know, out of one of those young, handsome and clean Trailblazers.
Right. Well, Royston, thank you for calling up and sharing your theme for the Mayor's Day Parade. And, you know, make sure you submit it to the council for the vote.
Well, I appreciate you for giving me the platform. But again, I would like to just as a final pitch, would like to invite your listeners to think about a different platform. One that would be the only Mayor's Day Parade that would feature a dead body lying on a platform.
Oh, that is true.
I can promise that I will put Scrit Shadowhorn's dead body as a focal point of the Mayor's Day Parade, if you would only let me. Otherwise, it will be a focal point of a different parade that maybe I'll just have.
Right. Well, either way, it sounds like you're going to get what you want.
Either way, my old pal Scrit will be eating his own shit. Ooh, that would look good on a banner, wouldn't it?
I think if you got the fonts right.
Well, sure, you have to work on a layout. Maybe one of the Trailblazers is a graphic design major or something.
Could be. Royston, I'm going to let you go.
I'll go.
Okay, I cannot wait to get back to more of your calls and opinions. A lot of great themes rolling in tonight. A lot of creativity in the town, in the air. And you're dishing it up to me on a silver plate. So we'll get back to more of your calls and opinions if you're over there waiting on the lines. But first, just a few Fakahatchee community announcements. We regret to inform you the tennis courts off Macklemore Road are closed due to flooding at this time. All reserved times have been canceled. This will also postpone the Vamanos Memorial Doubles Tournament. Please rest assured nobody is more disappointed than we here at the Fakahatchee Recreation Center. We had high hopes for the tournament, and we've also had to say goodbye to a friend, as we've let our 30-year medicine man go. For frequently ineffective rain dances in the past when the golf course turned brown and died, and now suddenly a far too powerful rain dance during tournament weekend. Unfortunately, we need consistency. We salute his service and wish him all the best in the future. Do you love to watch birds? Well, you're not welcome in our club, the Fakahatchee Bird Snubbers. When we see a bird, we stick our noses up and look the other way to show them how disappointed we are. They know what they did, and we're not speaking to them or even looking at them until they do what they know is right. We see a bird, we look the other way. We don't care how many birds there might be, those birds will be snubbed. Go ahead, watch them all you want, but we won't even take a little peek. If you want to peek at birds, you're not welcome. The Fakahatchee Sheriff's Department would like to remind you that if you have a boxing glove superglued to your hands, to please call 911. A mishap like this is not an excuse or carte blanche to punch other citizens of our fair town, no matter how it came to be glued to your fists. We ask that you act in a responsible manner and contact emergency services instead of taking out your frustration on those in the immediate vicinity. All right, just one more here. The Swamp Scouts will be selling lemonade on Main Street for the next month. Drop by if you'd like a cool glass of salty lemonade, or if you'd like to support our local troupe who are trying to raise money to build their float for the Mayor's Day Parade. This is your only opportunity to buy before the Swamp Scouts turn up at your home to lay on a real guilt trip, or worse. All right. That's all I've got here, so that must be your Fakahatchee community announcements. All right, let's get back to your calls. We've got some good themes coming in, some real good themes, some strong contenders, I think. But I don't know if we've landed on the one yet.
Hello, fat boy.
Stop it. We're going to go back to the phone lines. I'm looking over here at line 5. Go ahead, caller.
Chin Hut, Horace. This is Major Ship, the owner of At Tees, the coffee and tea shop and Army surplus store over on Bob Armstrong Boulevard.
Hey, Major. You sling a nice oolong over there. What are you thinking for a parade theme?
Horace, as a man who served in the wars, I think we should use the Mayor's Day Parade to honor our veterans.
Mm-hmm.
I saw some things in Vietnam, or as the fellas call it, the Big V.
Some would call it the biggest V.
Man, I just don't understand how the mayor could have a day and our boys in blue, our comrades in camo, and all those other sweet uniform colors don't have a day to honor them. What's the deal with that? I want to see some ticker tape flying, Horace.
Well, Major, I think it comes down to legislation, as the military has routinely been underrepresented in office here. At one point, we had 5 days to celebrate dog groomers because aides to Mayor Champ Heidelberg pushed for them, and sure, 4 of those were phased out, with the last one becoming the Mayor's Day we all know and love. But if you're not in City Hall pushing for it, you're just not going to get the holidays you want. So I'd strongly encourage you to...
Hang on a second, Horace.
Okay.
Private Bradshaw, there's 3 cups of Scud in the Agent Orange latte, not 4. Oh, heckity heartcack, I gotta go. My staff is giving away the whole infantry. Stay safe out there, Horace.
All right, you too, Major. Thanks for calling. It would be a little bit of a fix, but somebody could easily submit veterans for a parade theme. It's not quite the same, but it would at least be something. All right, let's go over here to a caller I'm told somehow knows the theme of the parade already. Hello, caller.
Hello, fat boy.
Stop it. Let's take an actual call. Line 6, caller, I want to hear all about your best idea for the Mayor's Day Parade.
Oh, yeah. Hey, it's Roger.
Hey, Roger.
So, I've been thinking a lot about this, and it's something that's important to me. So, I'm going to tell you that I think that the theme of the Mayor's Parade should be us marching towards progress. So
I love
marching, it. Marching towards progress, and the theme being marching. I think the thematic element should be feet. So we're going to have feet out on the floats in paper mache, and we'll also have everybody be encouraged, especially gentlemen, to attend the parade barefoot to kind of show that we're marching forward without any sort of coverings on our feet.
Well, I have to say that seems like an awful lot. Are you talking about spectators as well, or solely as like the participants in the parade, or?
Yes, I'm talking everybody, participants in the parade, spectators, all encouraged, especially the gentlemen, to come and not wear any shoes or socks or any feet coverings whatsoever, so that we can all show our support for the theme, which is marching towards progress. In fact, we could even be marching blindly towards progress, so everybody could be like wearing blindfolds and not wearing shoes, so they got their feet exposed, and then they're wearing blindfolds as well.
Right. I'm just kind of like letting and taking all this in, Roger. For me, I'm having a hard time picturing this. I like the idea of the theme, marching towards progress, whether it's blindly or not. It doesn't matter. I think that's a really positive theme. I think just where I'm having trouble with is sort of visualizing what these floats might look like. You've said everyone is barefoot.
Right.
But that's not really the spectacle.
Oh, well, sure. Yeah. I guess the floats could be whatever.
Right.
Like feet and stuff. Whatever.
Well, look,
as long as the people in the parade, though, and the spectators especially, and, I want to encourage the males especially to all be wearing no shoes or socks at the parade. That's the important part.
Got it. And here's the important question that I think is on everyone's mind is, does this include the horses? Are they allowed to wear their horseshoes?
Yeah, I don't want to say that I want to affect the animals in any way. They should wear shoes. They should wear their horseshoes. That's fine. That would be fine with me. Sure. Yeah.
Obviously, the end float is always the grandest in the Fakahatchee parade. There's got to be something special that you're thinking of to go on that float, right?
Well, the end float, is that the one that the mayor sits on?
Traditionally, it has been in the past. Yeah, there's no word yet on whether Mikey Dusoleil will be riding on the float this year.
Okay, well, so the mayor, I think, he looks like a guy that wears like a size 10.5. Mm-hmm. So he should be on there, and he should have his feet propped up in the air, and they should be completely barefoot, no coverings whatsoever, no shoes, no socks. Okay,
right.
And then the float itself, I think it would be cool if it looked like it was actually floating. So what they'll do is they'll put these mirrors, okay, at a 45-degree angle, all right, all around the base of it. So it creates this optical illusion. And what you're looking at is the mirror, but it looks like it's reflecting the ground. So it kind of gives like an illusion. And then, if people who are around it and spectators, if their feet kind of happen to be caught in the mirror, to be seen from a far distance, that's fine too. But if they're not, generally it'll have like a floating sort of illusion to it.
Or if it was, perhaps if the float was a giant foot, it would also look like it was taking like a step toward that progress.
That's a good.
I mean, not to build your theme for you.
No, please. I like that idea. And I got to tell you something. If we choose my idea, I'm a bit of a photographer. So I'd be happy to just go around taking pictures at the event of everybody and everything that people want to see pictures of.
Right. Well, I don't know who normally handles that. I assume it's outsourced to a company. Do you have your own company?
Oh, no. It's more of just like a hobby thing. I have a really long telephoto lens that I use.
Okay, so you got the gear.
For nature stuff mostly. And I can call them, and whoever does that for you, I got to be honest with you, I'm probably going to be taking photos anyway.
Right.
So I might as well do it for the town and get those photos for the town too.
Perfect. Is there anything else that you would add to your parade theme, or is that it in sort of its entirety?
I think that's it in its entirety. I just want to go over it one more time so everybody's clear. The idea for the parade is marching towards progress, which means essentially that everybody shows up without any shoes or socks on, on their feet, no coverings on their feet, and especially the men.
Got it. So it seems like we'd obviously have to do, a little triage on the streets just to make sure it's free of rocks and, bits of broken glass, the normal street debris.
Sure. Yeah.
Do you have any idea where the funds for that would come from? I mean, not that it's your job, but, it is your theme. So if you can sort of block up some of the setbacks or the potential setbacks as it may be, that could make your theme stronger.
Right. Well, probably we'd want to run the street cleaning machines beforehand and do some brooming down of the streets the night before. Mm-hmm. I don't know about the funds there, but here's what I'm proposing. At the end of the day, we have foot washing stations where you can wash your feet.
Right.
People can sit there and run some cool water over their feet and put some soap on them and scrub them down. I think that would be a nice thing to have for people.
Now, is that coming into the parade or as they leave the parade?
Both. I think that you want to get your feet washed beforehand so you're not tracking any dirt into the pre-cleaned area. And then as you're heading out, you can go home. And there'll be, that's another thing. We're going to have to leave like a big area where people can leave their shoes and their socks.
Right.
And it should not be, attended at all so that, we don't need to pay anybody to watch over that stuff.
Like enormous unmanned cubbies.
Yeah. Like the roller skating places that I go to, they have cubbies that are just completely, nobody watches them. And you can just go in there and, put your shoes there and leave them there safely.
I have to ask, because this is voted on by everyone in the town. Do you think? Sure. Do you think this idea has what it takes? Do you think this has got the Z factor?
I hope so. I tell you what. I hope that this idea has legs. Yeah, I hope so, because I gotta tell you, I really like this idea. It's one that I've been thinking about a lot. So
right. Did you pitch it last year?
Not formally. I told some people about it, and made some internet posts to that regard.
Right.
But yeah, I hope that people like the idea. It'd be a big win for Roger.
Well, Roger, you have to submit it officially for people to vote on it.
Oh.
If you don't, then, it can never be.
When you submit it officially, you have to use your real name or...
Yeah, you have to put your driver's license number down, but it's all online. It's okay. Pretty simple.
Okay, sure.
I think they just want to make sure that people aren't, submitting multiple themes. They just want to keep it like, hey, we want your best. Give us your best idea.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'll think about it then. I'll think about it real hard.
Well, Roger, thanks so much for calling in, and we'll talk to you hopefully again in the future.
Thanks. I'll talk to you. Bye soon. Bye.
For all of you out there listening who can't make it to the phone, maybe you're in your bunker and there's just no cell service down there, or maybe you're lying in the bathtub taking some mommy time with the radio on. Well, you can still make your voice and opinion heard by emailing or tweeting at the show. Just like Retha Banquet, who hit us up on Instagram at Night Drive FM Insta to say, love the Mayor's Day celebrations. I go all out. Last year, I built a 12-foot tall Eiffel Tower and then set part of it on fire to celebrate. When the theme of annihilation was announced, I was a bit confused at first. But look at me now. I won my HOA's blue ribbon for Best Mayor's Day decorations. I'm looking at your photo here, Retha, and it is, I have to say, quite impressive. I don't know how you managed to get that melted steel look, but I can definitely see why you won that blue ribbon. So here's hoping you can defend the title this year. The Human Germ tweeted at us at Night Drive FM, would love to see a more science-focused theme. Like molecules, we could show them actual size and build giant microscopes out of flowers so people could see them. Well, that's a very interesting idea, the Human Germ. I have to say I would also like to see science make a bigger appearance in the Mayor's Day Parade themes. I think we're a little pop culture heavy if I look back through history, and that would be nice. That is definitely somewhere we should put some emphasis. But good luck on getting folks to vote for it. Pashitano Fallopian tagged us on Night Drive FM Insta as well, in a picture of an obelisk. The caption just says, theme. We get it, Posh, but it can't be all obelisks all the time, can it? I mean, maybe for you it can't, but for the rest of us it can't. Scrapple Jong emailed us to say, Horace, it is a shame the themes are never about world events. Imagine the emotional depths of the horseradish shortage presented en parade with floats of dynamite farmers going off to seek their fortunes in the radish boom towns. Or the fear inspired by Liechtenstein pursuing and finally achieving their nuclear goals of a transatlantic ballistic missile with 50 megaton warhead. Sure, they're not necessarily happy, but they are important, and they're important to remember. Well, those are some interesting themes, Scrapple. I think, unfortunately, it's like the age-old saying goes, those who are repeating students of history are doomed to never graduate. So I think you'll have a tough time getting folks to vote for them, even though they are certainly important events. All right, that's going to do it for emails and tweets because I want to get back to your calls right now. Tonight, we're talking about themes for the Mayor's Day Parade, if you're just tuning in. If you'd like to call in to share your theme, that number again is 305-209-9686.
You had that feeling, right? That feeling of spinning a pile of your hard-earned clams on high-quality cat toys, but when you bring them home, the little fluffy mittens of Louise Vamiaunus, they turn their nose up at it like a snoot, like Kate Middleton when you shove a cocktail weenie into her face. I, TK Cuddles, insist you don't blow your cheddar on fancy cat toys. I've got loads of shit that a cat will play with. Shipping boxes, old rubber bands, a severed lizard's tail, an old burrito wrapper. Hell, even a champagne cork from a bottle of Puce Higgins at low, low prices. I don't give a shit about that cork anymore. It's from my wedding. Your pussies will go bonkers for my trash, and you'll go bonkers for my prices. Just walk into my shop and grab some trash off the floor. You'll know it's good. Why? Because I test each product by putting it on a shelf. If my cat Tango don't straight knock it on the floor, I know that it's no good and I don't sell it. Don't use my shelves. Just don't even think about using my shelves. I'm begging you. I beg you, don't use my shelves. We sell couch arms also. I chainsawed them myself. Why buy a whole couch when they only want an arm to scratch on? That's a wasted couch, I say. So, walk in and pick up some shit off of the ground, and when you take it home, you snuggle puff. That dingus is gonna go nuts for an inch of cricket, an ice cube, a hair tie, all of it. That's the TK Cuddles guarantee. I wouldn't say it otherwise. I'd steer you in here with the red laser, but I think when you see my prices, you'll agree that that's the real catnip. TKCattrash.com if you're one of those shut-ins who does all the shopping online.
All right, let's go to another call here. Let's go over here to line 2. Line 2, go ahead, caller.
Am I on? Horace?
Hey,
you?
Who is this?
You know me, man.
Oh, yeah. Is this Hot Sauce Man?
Man. There you go. Listen, I'll be honest with you, man. I was really kind of worried for a minute there that you weren't going to remember me.
Well, Hot Sauce Man, we're breaking up a little bit. I don't know if it's on your end, if you're down in your kill room or something, but it doesn't seem like you're getting great reception there.
Because of a lot of extenuating circumstances, I have been camping outside, and I'm currently under some high tension wires right now. So maybe some of the electricity is affecting the signal here.
Right. Well, Hot Sauce Man, did you call in to share a theme for the Mayor's Day Parade?
I have got a couple of things I want to bring up with you, to be honest with you. But
okay.
Yes, first up, I would like to respond to the sheriff.
The last episode of Night Drive, he was saying that you were approaching the Teens in his Trailblazers program and essentially asking them if they wanted to be your sidekick.
Yeah. Okay. Now, here's the thing that's really upsetting about that, man, is the fact that I did not say sidekick. All right.
Mm-hmm.
I am not Batman is not looking for his Robin. Okay. That's not what this is about. I am looking for a full partner. I want somebody that, well, I can mentor them. I can bring them up, like that's what Hot Sauce Man is all about, man. Like I'm trying to create opportunity for some of the people in this neighborhood. Maybe opportunity maybe I didn't have. I mean, I'm sure you had it, Horace, on your golden steed, and the way that I'm sure you were raised.
Hey,
probably had things like indoor plumbing.
I dropped out of law school like a lot of people down here, so I don't think that I'm special in any way. Frankly, I bristle a little bit about the insinuation that I am.
You know what? Look, you're indoors right now, aren't you? You're indoor, and you got yourself a fancy radio show, and I'm willing to bet you probably also have a radio in which you can listen to that show.
Yes, but not at the same time because it causes horrible feedback.
Well, okay, all right. Yeah, the point made. But I'm just saying, there's people out here who have less, and that's what I'm trying to do. I am trying to help some of the younger community come up, so I am trying to teach somebody like how they can be the next Hot Sauce Man, or potentially take the rap for things that the Hot Sauce Man has done, so that maybe I could potentially leave then and not get in trouble. Stuff like that. Now, I'm trying to help out my community. I don't know what you're trying to do. What are you trying to do, Horace? What have you done for this community?
I flip pancakes down at the church pancake breakfast now and then.
Oh, okay. Well, that is quite helpful. That's pretty good.
Well, I don't want to oversell it. It is once a year.
Yeah.
But you're approaching these, for lack of a better term, these members of law enforcement, these junior members, and revealing yourself to them. You don't think that's dangerous?
I don't think so at all, man. I mean, like, look, it shows that 1, they're go-getters. 2, they're in law enforcement, so they have got a bone to pick with society. 3, they probably know how to handle themselves in a fight. And 4, they can probably get out of a small confined space. Like, those are all things that I'm looking for when I'm looking for a sidekick. But not sidekick. God damn it. Now you got me doing it. When I'm looking for a full-fledged partner, I'm looking for somebody who has all of those traits, man. So yeah, of course, these are the perfect people to go to. Not all of them have foot the bill. I'll be honest, when you approach a large group of boys these days, they can be very hurtful. They have said some things about my personal appearance and hygiene that I've honestly really hurt my feelings. But, a couple of them have been terrific and have absolutely, I think, shown some real enthusiasm for what the Hot Sauce Man has to offer.
Wow. So have any of them taken you up on your offer of being a partner?
Not as of yet. Not yet. No, but you know what? I feel like I'm whittling down a few of them. Their defenses are starting to crumble. I see sometimes now when I go to
real quick, when you say whittling down, you don't mean that like literally. You're not like carving on them with a knife. You mean like
no.
Okay.
No. I need them to be 100% capacity in full their faculties to work with me. I need them to be sharp so that they can whittle down other people who are in my basement.
Right.
But no, I think that a lot of them have stopped calling for police officers to come over and escort me to leave. A couple of them have stopped throwing rocks at me. So I think that it's going pretty well. So you just wait. There's Hot Sauce Man number 1 right now. Soon there'll be Hot Sauce Man number 2. You just wait.
Now, the sheriff said that you were kind of floating names for your partner. I think he mentioned like Buffalo Boy, and I don't know if Chalunatic was one of them. But are you sticking with those, or are you going to keep a hot sauce theme, or are you going to branch out and go with something different?
Like I said, these guys are going to be my partner, man. So I mean, like, yeah, I'm the Hot Sauce Man. That is how I identify. That is my moniker. I want to make sure when I bring them into the fold, they have a choice. Like I am not holding dominion over them by any stretch of the. I hope to give them some ideas. If they would like to follow the Hot Sauce Man, then sure, okay, sure. Then we'll go ahead and we'll stick with that. But you know what? If they want to do their own thing, if they want to be like Eagle Monkey Commander, then you know what, Eagle Monkey Commander, you go for it, man. You do what you want, or if you want to get off of the whole animal theme and you want to be like Paper Towel Boy, like there's a lot of things to explore when it comes to a name. I mean, like Horace, I'm sure that's got some sort of long and interesting idea behind it.
Well, I spell it differently than the Egyptian god, but I mean, I suppose that could be where it comes from years ago. I don't really know the etymology of my name.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I mean, that's the important thing. I mean, really, these boys, they can call themselves whatever they want, just so long as they are willing to commit heinous crimes with me.
Got it. So you're looking more for like thematic doings, not necessarily thematic branding.
Exactly. Now, I mean, don't get me wrong. It would be a lot easier in the long run. We could share one website. Maybe I could pass along my my social media handles. But they got to be their own person. Everyone skins people differently.
Picasso and Monet were both painters, but how they got to their finished canvas is a different process for both of them.
Exactly. I mean, the blood that I spill is going to be a little bit different than the guy next to me.
Got it. You said you wanted to talk about a couple things tonight. I'm assuming that's just the first one.
Yeah.
What's the other?
Here's the thing. I have got to respond to the sheriff. This guy, instead of looking for me, he should be looking for who killed the old mayor. All right. Because I mean, Horace, you understand it. Like the mayor, that was a hit, right? You get that. And what's more is
3 bullet holes in the back of the head. That feels like a hit. Yeah, I guess I would call it that.
But not only that, I mean, with that kind of boring display, that had to be a government hit. That's the only way that could have happened. I mean, like it reeked of bureaucracy. You can tell they put the body inside of a whale. I mean, where's the joy? Where's the creativity? That is the coldest type of murder. It's colder than revenge, man. I mean, and that is served on a plate that is supposed to be cold. It's ridiculous. Like that it just has no passion to it. It's just disgusting. And the sheriff, he's not doing anything about it. He's out there training with the kids in his short shorts, and that's it. I mean, honestly, is he even looking after this town? Does he even care what the mayor did for us? He's not even looking for anybody.
Well, let me ask you this, Hot Sauce Man, real quick. Obviously, we don't have a ton of people who call in and have essentially admitted to killing others and had the news stories to back it up. How would you, let's say a passionate amateur, how would you, a passionate amateur, have killed the old mayor?
Oh, I mean, it's hard to say. Like, how would you direct, Back to the Future? Like, it's one of the things that, of course, you wish you'd done, and you think about it so many times. So it's like I've got like 18 different ways that I would do it. I mean, of course, the first one that springs to mind is I would have strung the whale up and then have him like walk through a door, and then there would have been like a tripwire, and then that whale would have then crushed him. It would have fallen from the sky and crushed him. But like that's. But that's the classic. That's the one we all want to go with. Where it's also there's the death by 1,000 paper cuts like that. I think I could do that. Like I've got paper here.
Literal paper cuts.
Literal paper cuts. I would just sit them down and then just go to work on it. And because on the one hand too, like I liked the mayor, and I think it would have been fun to have a little chat with him. So like if you're doing 1,000 paper cuts, that's gonna take some time. So like you've got some time to go ahead and have a little jaw session too, and get to know the guy and see what he's all about. So I'd have done that. I also would have, I'm a sucker for the oldies. A good death by kicking. Just kick him to death. It's the sort of thing that I think has fallen out of favor in the last few years.
Right.
And I think it's poised to come back. Just to kick a guy. You just keep on kicking and kicking. I can go on, but I don't know if I want to bore you with all of that. I mean, I would love to do a Wicker Man death too. Like that would be a fun one. Just the basket on the head with the bees, and then you just take them to Burning Man. You put them in the thing, and then you set them on fire, and then have a bunch of people do Molly and dance around them. Like that's of course a classic as well.
You want to pay homage to what's come before, but you want to find your own path at the same time. I understand it. It's a bit like how I approach making radio. Like 1 foot in the past, 1 foot towards the future.
It's actually kind of beautiful. Have you written that down? I mean, I don't know. Do you keep a journal of?
I do, but it's only of my dreams. I don't write pithy sayings in it.
Listen, let me tell you something. If you ever decide to go on a killing spree, write some stuff on the wall, because I think there's a soul of a poet in you. So I mean, like you've got a helter skelter in you. That's all I'm saying. Okay, so
I think I'll take that as a compliment.
You absolutely should. I think you've got blood on your hands, but in a good way. if I may say so.
Oh, all right. Well, real quick, Hot Sauce Man, while I have you, and we're talking about the mayor, obviously the big Fakahatchee Mayor's Day Parade coming up around the corner. Everyone's calling in tonight to pitch their theme. What do you wish the Mayor's Day Parade would be this year?
I got a lot of ideas on this one. I'll be honest with you, because like I said, I've been camping outside, so really, I've just got time.
Mm-hmm.
Couple of things. I mean, a few of them are going to be, I'm sure, repeats. I would like to see somebody capture the breaking of the St. Francis Dam, in Los Angeles in 1927. Of course, that was the dam Mulholland went ahead and built, and it crumbled and killed 400 people. It was really, if I could do that kind of work,
wow,
certainly people outside of Fakahatchee would certainly know Hot Sauce Man.
So how would you? Obviously, that's big in scope. In that regard, it's perfect for the parade. I don't know about tonally if it's right, but how would you present that on one of these floats?
Oh, easy. So here, okay. So gosh. The Paul Miner's got like that big flatbed truck, that's the one like that every year. It is the piece de resistance. And I think if you had towards the cab of that thing, you had just like 7,500 gallons of water, and then you just had like a tank type of scenario. And then when you get about halfway down the parade, you just go ahead and you just rip the front of that thing right off and just let the water splash through the people. Have them panic and screaming, and then you have them running, and then they would become a part of the float themselves. So that's what I'm saying.
Right, all 7,500 gallons.
Yeah. It would create some incredible pandemonium, and I think honestly the pictures would be just wonderful. Can you imagine the likes you would get on something like MySpace?
We always talk about how we want the Mayor's Day Parade to be super memorable, and I got to give it to you. I think that would really crystallize in people's minds.
Yeah, that the Holi Festival, it's the festival of color that they do in Nepal. I think that would be a great one as well. It's just people running around and then throwing packets of colored powder at one another.
Oh, that sounds lovely.
Yeah. And then maybe one of them is actually filled with scorpions. And so, everyone's having a good time. And then, oh, look, you got the scorpion one. Oh, that's a big surprise for you.
Yeah. Okay.
I think those are a couple of good, solid ideas for you. And if nobody takes those, then you know what? To hell with them. Maybe I'll have my own parade and pass out scorpions.
Okay. Well, I think the first part of those is pretty solid.
Thank you.
I think you might lose some people on the back end. You might lose a lot of people on the back end of the first one, just in practice. But I think that's good. You should definitely submit those to the vote.
Well, I've done that by telling them to you. That's so you then tell them, right?
Well, no, like you actually have to like write your name down and put your Mayor's Day Parade theme, and also like your driver's license number and any sort of license plate number that you have.
Okay, so you want me to just go ahead and give them my DNA and tell them exactly where I am and that I have a killing room in my house?
Well,
is that what you want me to do?
You are supposed to kiss your submission as well. These are great ideas, man. I think it'll be a real mistake if you don't submit them.
I think it would be a real mistake if your listeners went ahead and kept listening to you, and I think that would be a horrific thing. I think giving my information like that to the police would ultimately be a horrific idea.
Yeah,
hey,
you can't blame a guy for trying.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you one more quick thing, Horace. Okay. Have you gotten my package yet?
No.
No. Wait, are you serious? You haven't got?
No, I haven't gotten any packages recently.
Wait, what's today? What is it? Thursday? Is it Thursday yet?
Thursday's tomorrow.
Well, God damn it, it was supposed to be. Oh, okay. It's funny because they talked about shutting down like the mail service. Now I'm starting to kind of believe that, because what the hell what's the point of having a tracking number? It said it's supposed to show up there on Tuesday. Okay.
Well, can I ask what's in the package?
No, you can't ask what's in the package because it's a horrible surprise. But here now I'm hoping. It was very time sensitive due to the fact that there were things that were alive inside the package.
Is it going to spoil?
it's not gonna spoil, but it might starve. You know, the idea is. I feel like I'm giving everything away. You know, but
I kind of like this. This is like a mystery experience in the box. Like you don't really know what you're gonna get. You pay like $15 and then they send it to you and it's like a little escape kit.
Yeah. Wait, what? No. It's not like an escape kit. No, it's you open it up and then scorpions. I mean, oh, damn it. I've said too much.
I hope that the post office could take a little while with that one. If they're moving slow, that'll be fine. I'll get it eventually.
I feel like it's just, if a package shows up and it's a bunch of dead scorpions, it's just not going to have the same kind of visual impact. You know what I mean?
I wouldn't have known. I would have thought that you would just sent me dead scorpions.
See, and that, you joke about it, but that hurts marketing right there. If the hot sauce man is known for sending dead scorpions, well, who's going to look after that guy? And like I said, I am trying to recruit young men. They're not going to get turned on or excited by dead scorpions. They want to hear the story that we all want to hear. It's the uppity radio show host gets the scorpions and they get launched into his face and then he dies and then hundreds of people around the county are all just rejoicing. It's just dead scorpions. What are you gonna do with that?
Probably clean them up after they end up all over my double wide.
Probably, yeah, and they'll make a mess too because their bodies become quite fragile. So you know what? Maybe that's it. You have to clean up after me, hot sauce man.
Terrifying. Well, Hot Sauce Man, we got to get to some other calls. I've got lines here that have been waiting for quite a while now. But thank you for calling in. And I hope you call back soon. You are a good guest. Even though I don't necessarily agree with you on anything. But you are a good guest, so I do hope you call back in the future.
I will call back and find out if the scorpions killed you, and I guess I am interested about that. And then, but yeah, please tell the listeners that I enjoy the show, and I hope they find your bloated dead body soon.
Absolutely. All right, let's go over here to line 4. Line 4, go ahead, caller.
Hey, Horace, it's Tyler Duncan.
Hey, Tyler.
I think it's pretty obvious what the theme should be.
All right, we'll lay it on me.
Karate Kid franchise.
Okay, all right. Why's that?
All right, I think it would bring much-needed attention to an underrated franchise, especially the underrated sequels, and our great town. Also, give me a chance to wear my gi.
See, there it is, Tyler. You're not doing it for the pure love of the kid. You're doing it for fashion. But, if you want to wear that gi, just wear that gi. Nobody will know you're not headed to or from the dojo unless you tell them, So thanks for calling.
All right, now, Horace. Have a good day.
All right, let's take a short hop over here to line 3. I see from our producer's notes, you think you have the hands-down winner for the parade this year. Who is this?
Yo, Horace, it's Coordinatio Chumongo coming at you by phone.
Hey, Coordinatio. I understand you think you've got a great theme for the parade.
Yeah, sure do. I started thinking last year after the parade, what's a killer theme? It's got to be best in class, absolute money, something everyone will go for. And I don't want it to be TV themed. You get me?
Wow, those do tend to be the most popular. But I
don't like them. I don't ever know the show they're based on. They're never based on the show Entourage. Like, I watch TV, right? I'm not like one of those guys who doesn't watch TV. What are those called?
Are you talking about readers?
Right. Reavers.
No, readers.
They're yourself, buddy. I'm not some meathead, and I watch TV. I watch a lot of it. I just never have the sound up because it clashes with my workout jams. You can't pump it to Floribama Shore.
Look, Coordinatio, you don't have to watch TV.
You're distracting me. Shut up. What? Nobody cares about the TV. I'm here to talk about an absolute smoke show of parade idea. You ready for it?
Fine. Yeah.
Bees?
Bees?
Yeah, bees, man. Bees.
Oh, okay. Seems a bit simple. Or are you thinking like a person, like B. Arthur?
No, man, the buzz kind, flying around, spooching honey, sucking off flowers and whatnot.
Is that how bees work?
Yeah, dude. They get in the flower, and that's where the flower's genitals are. So it like sucks off the flower and gets a bunch of powdery jizz on them. It's basic plant science, dude. Right. Figure it out. Then they shit honey into hexagons.
Uh-huh.
But I'm thinking, right, this green chick I know, she loves bees, right? She thinks we got to save them. I say, bee, stay out of my protein shaker. We're taking this outside. Don't make me flex on you. Anyway, she loves the bees. And man, folks love honey too, right? I mean, everyone loves that cereal made up of zeros that the honey nutted on. And like, bees are cute too. Like, if you go onto some of the subreddits, people are like putting top hats on the bees, and there's like sexy cartoon bee pics that like the artists are drawing. We like, damn, queen, I'd get up on that. Let me be your drone, you know? So I think people are into them. I think it's a big time winner.
Okay. Bees. So what would the floats be like?
First of all, ton of bees just circling around.
Well, that doesn't seem super safe.
Yeah, okay, stupid. We're not like getting wild bees. This would be a bunch of like chill bees, dude. And they're like probably trained to do like tricks and stuff.
Bee tricks? What's a bee trick like?
Yo, I don't know. Like maybe you give a few of them like tiny skateboards and we see them do some like half pipe stuff. Or maybe there's like a bee and then he's like, I'll be seeing you. And then he disappears.
So out of a ton of bees, one bee disappears.
Right, dude? You get it. This bee disappears, but then boom, he's right behind you. How'd he friggin' get there? You don't know because you're stupid. The answer is magic.
Okay, fine. You've talked a little bit about like the environment around the floats, but what about the floats themselves?
Yo, the bee-centric, you got it. So like there's one, right? It's a hive. You're looking at it going, yeah, okay, that's all right. It's cool, but like you ain't calling up Lil Yum Nut to be like, yo, Lil Yum, you seen this hive? Nah, you looking at it nodding because it's like accurate and shit, but big. Maybe there's a bear trying to get at that honey right in that hive, and all the bees are like, step off, bear. You don't want none of this. But the bear's like, you bees ain't shit. Give me the goods. And so you're seeing this bear get the shit beat out of him on this float. Now that is a good float. Now you're calling up Lil Yum being like, yo, you seeing these bees lay out this bear?
I think if you turn that into some sort of like ballet and you had like ballet dancers doing that in costume, that might actually make for a pretty good float.
Dancers? No way. Not unless they're those Jabberwockies, because those guys are sick. So listen up. Float 2. I'm not going to do all the floats because I want it to still be like a surprise. Enough to get some people to vote for it because they want to see what's coming, and they're like, that's it. You're cut off. I'm going to have to ask you to leave and come back and see those floats on parade day. So float 2, and this is like a showstopper, right? This is the parade's granddaddy. Giant hexagon. All those drones around. They're spitting out that bee juice.
Okay. Well, it seems like this could be an opportunity to be like kind of informative about like the process.
Right? Let's work our brains out too, right? We're seeing the whole honey process. So in the middle of these hexagons, we see this dope lady bee. She fine as hell, dude. She got like big hoops on her antenna, and she stacked. You like, damn, dude, look at the rack on that queen.
Uh-huh.
She up in there, all her legs are spread. She got her shiny tennis shoes. She's pushing out those baby bees. And you're like, girl, you are fine. You're making me think about being a bee dad. But I don't want to share you with a hive. I want you to be my personal queen.
This might actually be a little...
Yo, I just thought about how the floats could actually float. Like, they could be carried by a bunch of bees, like, with tiny little strings. So, like, we're not lying to everyone. Secretly putting cars under the floats.
I think you'd probably need harnesses to make sure they're secure, because you wouldn't want the float to fall.
Shit, dude, you're right. Oh, the bee harnesses?
Not that I'm aware of. I think you'd probably have to invent them.
Damn, I'm gonna have to pump my brain up for that. I don't know. I'll be ready in time to submit. Gotta do some brain squats.
Cool. Good luck if you decide to submit. If not, maybe we'll hear your refinements next year. Thanks for calling in, Coordinatio. All right, looking at the clock, that is all the time we have for your calls tonight. So I think that's going to do it for us here at Night Drive. Here's Tiffany Bunzel to tell you what's coming up on her show tomorrow morning.
Thanks, Horace. Tomorrow morning on Good Morning Sunbuns with Tiffany Bunzel, I'll be wiggling my tootsies to make a masterpiece as we take a look at a new wave of art you can make with your feet. I'll talk loudly over a feng shui master who tries to describe the history of the practice, and we'll meet the world's most intelligent Italian. That's all coming up tomorrow morning at 5 o'clock on Good Morning Sunbuns.
Thanks, Tiffany. This sounds like a really exciting show. We got a lot of great themes out there floating around in the airwaves that you guys called in with tonight. I can't wait to see which ones actually get submitted for us to vote on. It's always an exciting day to see that ballot with all the possibilities there that we could vote on. It's might be one of my favorite times here in town. If you enjoyed the show, you can rate or review it, which helps people find it, but that's not nearly as helpful as telling a friend or even a stranger about the show. Yell it out your car window occasionally, or scrawl "Who drives the night drive" on an alleyway somewhere to really make sure your theme sticks in every page of your comic book. You can reach the show on Twitter at Night Drive FM, on Instagram at Night Drive FM Insta, or on Reddit at r/Night Drive FM. Or come join us in the Discord. It's an open invitation to everyone, and we've got people from across the globe in there. Just hit us up on any of the social networks for the link, and then get in there. Join the rest of the community. There's always folks in there chatting and sharing whatever, whether it's bonkers real estate, talking about what games they're playing, or literally just coming to terms with the Snyder Cut. That's all happening in there, and we want you in there. Like, the only reason we're not posting the link everywhere online is, just to keep the riffraff out. And you're not the riffraff, you're the raff-riff, which is the opposite of riffraff, I suppose. If you really love the show, why not become one of our patrons and support the show at patreon.com/nightdrive. We use that money for hosting for the podcast, bandwidth for the fake website, sound gear, etc. We've also used it in the past to bring some artists on to help make us some of this Night Drive merch. And you'll get $4 off on Teespring for wearable merch. And on the merch site, we've got shirts, mugs, face masks, etc. We have a Night Drive Season 1 poster that is absolutely incredible. It's framed. It's right next to my computer. I love it. The colors in it are magnificent. The textures are just awesome. And those are limited editions. So when they're gone, they are absolutely gone. I won't be printing more of them. And those, along with some other bits and bobs like pins, stickers, magnets, etc., are all available as well. And nightdrivemerch.com will take you to those two different storefronts. Also, if you're a Patreon member, you'll know that Dinosaurin is back. Now that Dinosaurs is on Disney Plus, I've blown the dust off the only podcast about ABC's hit 90s show Dinosaurs until BuzzFeed rips me off or something. Hoping to have a guest coming up for episode 4. And this is an episode where Fran gets courted by a T-Rex. How is that going to work out? Earl might really have to appreciate what he's got in such a comely dinosaur wife. Night Drive is produced by Michael Trulli and is hosted by a man who knows the word banal is not pronounced as be-anal, me, Horace Wexler. The callers were ably played with Crackerjack Pep by Casey Redmon, Sean Bury, Clint Gage, and Eric Toms, with additional vocal support by KSantos. I'd also like to thank our lightning callers who chose to remain anonymous for tax reasons. And a very special thank you to our musical guest, Onio, for loaning me some cash for the vending machine so I could get a nice Zagnut. Until Tiffany takes over, here's 4.5 hours of government-mandated buzzing I'm required to play, and I've started thinking about it like it's a blanket for my ears. It's time to tuck my ears in for bed. Until next time, I'm Horace Wexler. Keep night driving.